10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. MVP's turn to ban.
Welcome back, everybody, to our series of MVP Phoenix going up against Team Liquid after what was a nice start from MVP. Cool, calm, calculated. Team Liquid just completely outpositioned them, and game number 1 went the way of the blue boys in blue. Game number 2 is a new kettle of fish. We're going to be in from the very start of the draft.
What is a kettle of fish?
You've never heard of it?
I have never heard of that.
It's a whole new kettle of fish.
That's some Australian thing that I don't know about.
I don't know exactly the source. I think it may even be English.
MVP.
I've never questioned.
What does the idiom mean?
What?
What does the idiom mean?
It's just like it's a whole new start. It's a fresh day. It's a new day. That's
a whole new kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you like cooked fish in kettles or something?
Obviously not.
How was that obvious, Toby?
That would have to be a pretty damn big kettle, unless you know.
5 seconds.
How is that obvious?
I don't know.
Oh man.
Introducing sayings. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Team Liquid was pick up Lifestealer. Worked pretty damn well for Tubman in the last game, but also primarily because the help he got from Mind Control as well as Jirax. Those guys were all there.
They want to take it away from MVP too. They play much better, I think, around a fast-paced one. And Lifestealer, Juggernaut, these are the fast-paced ones that MVP kind of need. Slark is a little bit too slow. PA, I think, is also similarly paced, although they don't usually play it as a position 1.
We're going to go for the Bounty Timber again. So, MVP. It sort of worked for them in game number 1 to start. Maybe they want to give it another crack here in game number 2.
I'm looking at their other Timbersaw games, because that was the one I was like, that doesn't really feel like MVP to me. So, the last time that they played it, they had QO in the middle lane as a Naga Siren, MP playing the off lane Timbersaw. That seemed to work okay for them. And looking at the other games, which trying to pull up now, it was MP again and MP again. So that was, I believe, like one of the few times that we've seen QO play Timbersaw, at least recently. And I think this time it's probably going to go off lane.
At the same time, like MP was brilliant over on the Sven.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're not playing charades here, Toby. You don't have to wield your sword.
Yeah, it's also one of those things. It's like we don't have a camera on us here. I'm actually doing physical things to communicate. Welcome to charades without a camera. All right, Liquid. You got a Lifestealer. How do they approach this? I'm also surprised that MVP get the bounty so early on. Like, they reveal the fact they're running a bounty over getting something like an Oracle Timber combo or someone that's there to help out the Timbersaw.
So Slordar or what was the other one that they really wanted? They had Death Earth Spirit. I think these two are like, I think they both did like significant amounts of work. The Zeus was kind of like, they could have just had like a Skywrath or something and done similar amounts of damage to the Timbersaw. But the Slaughter and Earth Spirit, I think, were just really crucial to last game. Even the 4-stat pickup, like they punished the Oracle pick really hard because of this. So I think that they might have to go with not such a squishy support and someone that might be a little bit better. I think Vengeful Spirit might be somewhat of an option, more aggressive too. Like that. Also a little bit better for Roche. Oracle, they got the one Roche off of it, maybe 1 or 2 false promises that like did something, but most of them were just like that hero had the lowest impact of any hero that game, I think.
That was also because Liquid were headhunting him. It's like you look for Silas, it's like, I'm going to disappear through everywhere and just instantly.
Exactly, you want to make them punish.
He kind of got, I don't know if he actually got lucky to say, but like the amount of people he crushed, there was like the perfect timing when the Oracle was just so low. It was like 1 hit and we got him down. Let's go, boys.
We've seen enough of Mind Control's Slaughter to know that it's not luck.
That's true. That guy is an absolute, like... Who was talking about it outside yesterday? I think it was.
It was me.
It could have been. You're talking about the consistency of offlaners.
Yeah,
and
Mind Control's one of the top now. He used to be one of the most inconsistent, and now he's the most one of the most.
Yes.
10 seconds remaining.
It's Void in particular. Oh, he's like the anti-choker. I don't know what you call that. If there's a better term for it, but he like gets better in high pressure situations.
He is the rock of my salvation. He is the stone that no one should reject.
Is that some reference I don't get?
It's a very weird version of a old Christian song thingy.
So a reference I don't get.
That's from my childhood. I remember much more.
You seem to have a strange childhood, Toby.
My childhood was very unique. Wake up in the morning, have a swim, go off, play cricket. I think there's many people in the world that would live that kind of life.
Oracle.
Unless you're Australian. Okay,
Liquid's
Oracle.
turn to pick.
MVP, they're going to go with it again?
I feel like you're a psychologist right now. Tell me about your child.
So, tell me, was your father nice to you?
I hope he was, Toby.
Nah, he was a dick.
10 seconds remaining.
Getting really around the stream. Alright, so
5
Oracle, Timber,
seconds
Bounty.
remaining.
Same draft as last game.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Reserve
Like,
time.
we could actually even see exactly the same draft. Nothing else has been banned out. At first you don't succeed, try again.
So I don't remember whether it was a Death Prophet or the Earth Spirit at this point. But I mean, they don't have to take an Earth Spirit now. MVP's not going to throw that into their lineup at the particular moment. But maybe thinking if there was a better substitute. I think the Earth Spirit was really good because he always made the Bounty Hunter feel threatened. Like, you could roll and then dust and then he is likely going to die. Although we did see like Bounty Hunter put a lot of pressure on Earth Spirit with the help of the Ion Shell. I think it really messed with Febby. Febby played so well not dying in the first 8-9 minutes of the game.
He also didn't
10
get any
seconds
levels for the
remaining.
first 6 minutes of the game. That's the other downside of it.
5
Styrax just had
seconds
so much more
remaining.
impact on the map. And they get themselves a Nyx Assassin.
MVP's turn to pick.
Not exactly the hero I was looking for, but not a bad hero against Timbersaw. But Bounty can just stalk, I won't say stalk him properly. That's 3 heavy melee heroes for Liquid.
I think Nyx is really good for Timbersaw though.
10
Oh, yeah.
seconds remaining.
But if MVP get themselves a nice controller, that's because they picked up both of the supports already. Like, I'd love to see a
Liquid's turn
disruptor
to
in the
pick.
field or something like that. Or, but
Need
they
more
go
magic
for his
damage.
Ven. So MVP almost exactly the same draft. Actually, is exactly the same draft, just missing the last.
So do they want Death Prophet or a more heavy
10 seconds
magical damage
remaining.
mid? I mean, I think even Death Prophet's like pretty good in the magic damage department.
5 seconds remaining.
Do they want to go
Keeper
different strategies?
of
Do
the
they want to
light.
invade the jungle?
It's
Okay.
MVP's turn to ban.
Okay, Mr. Malini, how do they lane this?
I think support Nyx. Safe lane Lifestealer. Support Nyx, babysitting the Lifestealer, Slardar
10
Keeper
seconds
off lane.
remaining.
I think that they really want the Slardar to
5
have a lot of
seconds
farm.
remaining.
And generally they leave my control alone, but only in matchups that he can
Reserve
actually
time.
contest in. And with the way that MVP sets up their lanes, I think that because they always leave the Bounty Hunter to go somewhere else that's not the safe lane, I think the Slaughter Keeper pressures that support. Oracle was super poor the entire game. He had like stick arcane boots maybe. I don't even know if he had arcane boots on it, but he was very poor last game, and I think a lot of it is because he can't stack and pull. They even gave him some farm priority trying to get him level 6 very early on, but his effectiveness was just
turn to
limited throughout
ban.
the entire game. Death Prophet will be banned out from MVP. What other hero has fought a play in the middle lane? that does
Your
magic
answer for
damage?
what he had at the very end was a basic magic stick, boots,
Okay, he
and
did.
a staff of wizardry.
Yeah, he didn't have a
10
have
seconds remaining.
an arcane boots, and that's kind of the byproduct of
5
having this
seconds
dual lane off
remaining.
lane. That's you have to constantly have your support there because Sven is not good in a 1-on-2 situation.
Take out the Juggernaut. Once again,
Liquid's
Team Liquid
turn
5th
to
ban that
pick.
last time.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just ran like mid Zeus's game.
Yeah.
Might be pretty weak versus Bounty Hunter. They could also do Quap, Puck, like any of these that
Yeah.
I think are pretty good.
The
What else?
ganking for the bounty hunter may be
10
more than enough
seconds
to stop
remaining.
them from doing that.
They might want a better scaling mid though. Is there still Murano
5
available?
seconds remaining.
Marana is still available.
Murano's-
She hasn't been touched at all.
Alchemist.
Why not Murano?
And it's going to be the Alchemist of Team Liquid as the 5th and
MVP's
final.
turn to pick.
That's a lot of money going to come the way of Team Liquid. Not that easy to get away with
Phantom
stacks,
Assassin.
however, because of the mainly because of the bounty hunter and the Sven's ability to get rid of it. But it's going to be a QOPA. with
think-
MP's Ven to wrap up the MVP lineup.
I'm fairly sure that Liquid saw this coming, that they were going to swap Timbersaw to the off lane because they picked up the Keeper of Light, and because I don't think you do the exact same draft last game, especially when you got wrecked so hard in the team fight. You have to switch it up some way. So I'm pretty sure that they could have analyzed their last drafts or talked to their coach or Heen or whatever and made sure that they usually don't put Timbersaw in the mid lane, right? And they're like, okay, yeah. And they made it look like the same draft, but I don't think it caught Team Liquid off guard, and it came as no surprise, really. And PA will be the mid laner for QO, and they don't really have that much magic damage this game. There's no Death Prophet, there's no Zeus, so I think PA is actually a
10
fairly good pick
seconds
here.
remaining.
Yeah, it could work really nicely. It is something which it didn't even touch on, the
5
fact that Team
seconds
Liquid's
remaining.
coach is a former MVP Phoenix player.
Yeah, he knows. He knows what's
Yeah,
happening.
He knows these guys back to front. He was chilling with them on the couch before this series even started. All right, will a
Prepare
tower be
for battle.
denied? Well, that's a bloody yes. As far as
Last
predictions
player
go.
to be killed. Is that the one with last hero to die before the game ends, or is it last hero to have more than
I
have
don't know.
non-zero deaths?
I don't know. I would assume it's the last player to die, as in like the 10th person to be dead, as in like in a.
Okay, so that would be Lifestealer, maybe?
Lifestealer could be ganked up, or
Alchemist?
yeah, Alchemist Father could disappear for a long time, but he could also get early gank.
I'm going with Lifestealer. Come on, man. We trust. Highest magic or pure damage, that should definitely be Timber.
But he's also going to dive, and we're all going to go. Predictions are out the window.
No first blood happened.
30
Bounty Hunter this
seconds to
game.
battle.
Last game it was 9+, I believe.
Yeah,
Do I want to go with 9+ again?
it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
it's gonna be a very passive game from him. It's gonna be a passive
Yo,
game
there's
from both
QO.
sides.
QO on PA. He goes in deep.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the heroes to really back him up this
Doesn't
time
matter.
around.
It's QO.
I'm gonna say 9+ minutes.
I'm going 6 through 9. I'm going 3 to 6.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Molini proving he's got balls of steel. Now they jump in. Let me change this. We could have first
No,
blood right
let me
now.
change it.
0 to 3, 0 to 3. They're going to try and have a level 1 fight over the rune. But Tomerman dropping down very low. The crossover on QO with the Illumina. QO is going to go down. He's so low. First blood is filled. They go for more. The Crush the Marble again from Mind Control at MVP. It is a slaughter fest in the bottom river. As it's 2 to 1 in favor of Team Liquid.
Why did I pick Matum, man?
I
I couldn't change it fast enough.
I managed to change my one of like how fast the first blood would happen.
I changed that one too.
Wow. All right, so into the game we go. I think Fada even managed to pick up the rune at that point. As they're really beating into Perev on the bottom lane. That's a very dead Timber. He went Whirling Death level 1 to try and just get as much damage out in that fight, but then with no reactive armor, can't walk that far down the bottom lane. And maybe now even Mind Control. Does Doobie even want to have a crack at this? They got Orb of Venom. They're going to have a play here at Mind Control up in the top river. Febby's still got some extra slow. The rotation's not coming from the top lane just yet. Okay, now it is. MP's coming down, and Mind Control knows he's going to walk the other way around. It's like at the end of Riddick, choose who you wish to die to. Is the damage going to be enough to salve cancel by Dubu? Febby needs more movement speed to catch up to Mind Control, to the tree, denial of the Wild Wings, but Oracle! He's just able to slap him at the last moment.
That's some good space creation. But now he's going to return to lane, suffering level 1.5. Timbersaul's also in Stroke City. He did not TP to the bottom lane, and now they are just pulling, denying him non-stop. And this is MVP with a classic QO hero. That's just, I think he just inspires them.
Oh, Febby! Febby's in trouble. It was in range of the D ward that was thrown down by Kuro. Then gets himself out of range. Kuro does not have another sentry.
How are they supposed to kill him, though? It's a Nyx and an Alk.
He did have a stun. They just have to keep him in range of the tier 1. I suppose Alk, yeah, he doesn't have concoction, does he? And then he steals the haste rune from Kuro just to add insult to injury. But Alchemist got bounty, so they don't really care. Again, MVP. Started the game. Yeah, things went a little bit awry for kills, but the CS is still leaning the way of their cause. PA and Sven, both into double digits before Team Liquid's cause.
You have to really worry for the Timber. Think Slardark and Iron Talon, and he's already level 2.5. But Timber, there's very little recovery for him. You can't really go into the jungle. You can maybe do stacks, but you need level 6 to do stacks.
You just have Cure rotate early. Down to help him out. Maybe that's the play with the bounty hunter.
I think you may get like an early mask on Morbid mask on Sven and maybe switch to Sven to the lane. But
you want to play it more like Fear kind of style?
You have to give him a lane to farm him. He's trying to do the jungle right now without Iron Talon, without a Quelling Blade, and he just picked up Reactive Armor. This is going to be one of the slowest junglers we've seen.
Yeah,
Look at the stack that Kuro and Jerax are taking. They're getting insane amounts of XP.
This was the stack.
Lane.
This was the stack that Forev was in fact preparing so he could deny his pre-wave off. Now Mana Leak on a off lane.
Now he's not getting experience for these. He really wants it, but
Yeah.
he's still sitting at 54 experience into level 2. This is bad.
And
This
it
is
is.
really bad for Timber.
Still want to see when mid lane, which is what's going to happen right now, erupts. Febby attacks under Fada. QO right behind him. A Stifling Dagger comes off cooldown. They'll have to dive pretty deep if they want that. And the TP in from Kuro is enough just to dissuade MVP from going underneath the tower.
Kuro has saved 2 of his skill points, only level 1 stun at the moment.
I can't believe how little farm mind control's got on this top lane. Like with the rotations of the supports, I thought maybe their mind control would get a little bit more farm. Now Kuro stopped right short of the rune. Actually, still got the bounty rune. Levels up Spike Carapace. The stun over on the QO. Dubu's going to take it as well, and the double stun just to retreat back out.
That's added spread by MVP. They can't line up with the next stun like that. I think it's mostly the PA should move around to the right side.
For Rev, you're going in pretty deep here. Is he trying to bait this? There's a lot of damage. Baby's coming over. He wants the kill on Jirax. The Whirling Death's 1 second away off cooldown. But Tummerman, open wounds. Now it's on cooldown, but phase boots are off. And that means they can just close the distance. And for Rev, he doesn't want to be part of this. He's going to get stunned up by Mana Leak and then killed by Illuminate. Ah, the nightmare is just a reality. He's 3 out of the 4 kills of Team Liquid has been on this Timbersaw.
Do you see Jerax's XP? He's almost level 5.
That's what happens when you're involved in the stacks as well as all 3 kills of the offlaner.
Yeah.
Not a bad life.
Not a bad life at all.
QO is also going to be really happy. Having to take all this damage from Acid Spray and then manages to bottle himself a regen.
Mm-hmm. Don't you wish your childhood was like Jerax's early game?
Yes. Yes, we do, man. Come from a very broken home.
Let it all out of you.
Oh, QO jumping
As
in,
he
going
would
in
say.
on Fada. Febby, oh, the double stun! Kuro hits it again. The sentry ward was down, so we saw Febby coming in at the last moment.
Kill potential in this lane is like negative for Liquid.
But it's always there at the right time when QO wants to go for the kill. And QO is just about to hit level 6, so he may have some RNG going his way to help find these kills.
So they do have the HOD up on MP that can kind of equalize his XP, but I still think it's gonna
QO?
get worse and worse.
QO, you are currently surrounded by 3 heroes, but it helps when mind control doesn't hit his Slytherin Crush.
Talked about him being the most consistent, and then that happened.
That would have been mistakes happen.
Yeah. Surprised to see no oof on Phantom Assassin.
I do like the fact that, like Bounty Hunter, every time he denies himself to a neutral, he goes back, TP's into mid lane, refresh the bottle of QO, Stifling Dagger from QO off target now, Sentry of Sentry. They both get rid of each other's and then Kuro in for the stun again. Febby, there's the crit, hitting on a Fada pretty hard, but Febby able to go Infist, run away. QO blinks himself up and in range of one last creep next tier 1 tower. So the Mana Leak very ineffective of Jirax. Where are you going, Febby? You got almost no life, and he wants to slip in behind the lines again?
Probably just scouting out Alchemist
Oh,
stacks.
he's denying himself again. Like, he's doing a warding trip and then going to deny himself?
They want to make sure they want to find the next point of attack. Like Sven has the option of sweeping into the jungle and stealing stacks. You don't have that many of your own. And look at Jerax. Jerax is doing the exact same thing.
Radiant's
That ward
top
is
tower
right on the
under
line
attack.
of the Ancients.
Radiant's courier
The sentry
has
ward
been
that got
killed.
planted down is right on the box line. Put down an extra obs ward just in case. There's no way to deward both of those.
Maybe, but you'd have to put it like on the bottom in the center. It's like near impossible. I don't think anyone would place a sentry.
Well,
there.
they saw him do it. Like, the dominated creep was watching. Febby's finally getting some life ban for Rev.
Dire's bottom
Really low,
tower
but
is
going to
under
survive,
attack.
but Tubman couldn't finish the job. Febby's just leeching off
Dire's
Fada at the moment.
structures are fortified.
Fada's happy, he's got his armlet done. You can have yourself a
Dire's
combat
bottom
alchemist
tower is
in a
under
bit.
attack.
For the top CS, still goes the way of MP. Stacks inside of his own jungle are also not too shabby.
He doesn't have a 5-stack like last game though, and Febby will get the
Radiant's
1D
top tower
award.
is
He's got a
under
trip
attack.
stack. That's all he's got.
Not the Ancients though. The Ancients are the main source of XP, especially because Bounty Hunter was in a similar position the last game where he's underfarmed and underleveled.
QO. High dagger, jumps up. Where's the crit? Give him a crit. Where's the crit? There's a crit. But not enough damage to kill off mind control. You need more crits.
Sound like you're playing roulette or something, Toby.
I was thinking more of bingo. Give me a crit, give me a crit, give me a crit. We've got ourselves a standard attack.
Alright, Radiant has used Scan. Worrying about Sven starting to steal those stacks. Alchemist. Could do the Ancients. Actually, he only has level 1 acid spray. He does have Armlet, but that would take him forever.
Oh, Liquid are really on top of getting MVP's wards down. They just planted a fresh one at the tier 1 tower. Probably makes a lot of sense too if MVP are looking to free up their jungle a lot more. Killing off that top tier 1 tower would give them that freedom. And now QO, well, Mana Leak is out, but QO just Shadow strikes himself back a little bit further away and the TP supports arrive. It's Kuro looking for the big stun, the double crush, now for the double impel. Dubu was too far away from him, but it doesn't matter. Matomlin had the damage for it. They'll move into Farev. Fire Carapace have it. Farev, he won't survive through this one. The Oracle, he just came to help, but the support goes down as well.
Dire's middle tower is under
Timber and
attack.
Oracle for a Keeper of the Light.
They had to use the
Dire's
Fortune's
middle
End
tower
to
has been denied.
purge off the Mana Leak,
Radiant's
and
top
that was
tower is under attack.
Nice now by QO, Fada, MP, just gonna stay low. There's no Chemical Rage available for Fada, so MP kind of has the advantage there, except for the fact that
Dire's
okay,
bottom
maybe he
tower
just
is
doesn't.
under attack.
There's too much life to get through even without Chemical Rage.
You only said nice tonight because you had the prediction.
Yes, yes, and I did a little prediction dance as well. Mind control, waiting for the rune. Wait for it.
Double damage.
Nice.
Oh, they're gonna pick up some dust soon. They are tired of all pesky Bounty Hunter. The supports are still underleveled. 4.5 on Febby, 4.5 on Dubu, and chain feed or the continuous feed looks like it might happen soon, especially with Nyx Assassin being level 6. And MVP trying to secure Forev's lane and hope that he has some sort of impact, maybe even more than QO's last game, but it's looking so bad for
QO,
him.
he's in trouble. Mana Leak again. Mind Control's going to go for the crush. The Illuminate will hit as well. QO needs something to blink to, but nothing is there. Another stun. No tier 1 tower. No heroes. He can go to the Radiant side, however, because Febby has moved in close. So if he wants to blink away, he can, or he can just turn. He can kill off Durak. He needs more help, however. Where's the mischance? It's not going to be there. Mind Control's on the run. Febby can't reach him. He's already thrown his Shuriken toss anyway.
Radiant's top
Sorrow
tower is
trying to
under
get
attack.
someone with the tail end of this vendetta. Maybe 10 seconds left on it. Who's he
Oh,
going to hit?
he's looking at Dubu. Febby just took a heal, however, so maybe Kuro realizes that Dubu's got friends nearby. Now, for an 11-minute game, I would have thought Alchemist's net worth would have been a lot more than what it is, like above the Sven. 6.6k versus the 5.7. This is with a Sven who hasn't had that many stacks.
That's a nice path. I've not seen this farming pattern before. I've seen the trees cut so that you can travel in between a little bit easier, but not quite exactly like this.
Seems like an easier way to take out those early stacks, but then again, he's got armlet and 3 points up in Acid Spray.
That's efficiency, and I like efficiency.
Where's that Midas again? Five-man Midas lineups.
That's not efficient. That's just greedy, Toby. There's a difference.
Hey, that was a good time of Dota. 20 minutes, 1 kill. Little bit of trouble for Mind Control. They get tracked up while he was trying to go for the room, but Bounty steals the Arcane. Barter gets himself a Bounty, so again, they don't care.
Pretty similar last game. Both supports trying to find their level 6. MP will grace them with the experience of the
Are they
Ancient.
recalling in okay. They recalled in Mind Control to try and go for a kill on QO. And then instantly into the smoke after they've done the Ancients.
Who are they going to get? Fada?
Mind Control's probably the lowest, and because he's tracked up, they understand his position. The track is now going to disappear.
Away.
Febby's the first man to the front lines. They throw down a sentry. They realize there's no vision. The initiation comes on QO. The supports arrive in the form of Forev. They come from behind. Jirax and Mind Control are just going to explode. The Stormball was flying their way, but he was dead before he even impacted. Nice movement from MVP. 5 heroes together. It's almost like we're watching a Wings game right now.
It looked like Liquid expected them to still be doing the sack.
Radiant's bottom tower
But they were
is
quick.
under
They were
attack.
fast.
Yep.
And now they hit the tier 1 tower on bot lane.
Oh, QO went back for the Iron Talon.
He hasn't had the greatest game. He's at 4.7k net worth. He'll see Matumba, but Bakura's in the neighborhood with Vendetta triggered, so there's a lot of bonus damage to hit, and it will. The stun, however, QO, even being slowed down, is able to dodge it. TP's coming in, it's all allow him to blink away, or potentially you give QO a license to kill. Which is what he's got. Jumps forward, Spire Carapace, bit of a pain in the butt. Thunderman. They can just Stifling Dagger and go again if they really want to. But Matumba's got Rage as well as Infest. The chance of a kill here is low, and Fada creates a little bit of space with that Acid Spray. He's actually really close to finishing Radiance. He's already got the Relic on him plus the 1k gold.
Denied.
I saw a 12-minute Armlet Radiance yesterday. Stay a little bit slower. Still doing very well. And
Matumberman, they catch him out. There goes your Rage, just wants to TP out of this one. Concoction, gonna catch out both Febby and QO. Well, it's the fact that QO also had a double damage rune, so he really wanted to have an opening just to beat into that life stealer. But nice.
it's a lot of gold at this point. He was pretty poor, but
Radiant's
is
middle
number
tower
4
is under
in net
attack.
worth, pretty close to
Are
the
they
life
slipping
stealer.
in? They're gonna go for Roshan. With the double damage rune, they feel like they've got enough to do it. They jump in, they'll rip apart Roshan, MP. Gonna commit God Strength as well. His Echo Saber is up. Does Team Liquid want to do anything about this?
They're missing too many key items. No blink on the
They're
Sora, but
calling him in. Jirax, the blinding light. Oh, he clipped him. QO can still get down. Febby, however, does not have the same luxury. No DP scroll on him. QO, Stifling Dagger, still not Venom striking down yet. MP's the man inside the pit. Roshan, a 4k life, but Tupperman moves in close. The stun will be there with the Stifling Dagger. They keep the slow going. Febby just has to stand and track from the hill. That's all he can do where he is. But now Liquid, they actually amplify Roshan. Is that almost an invite to go in and kill Roshan?
can't leave the pit. Are they going to give a TP score to Bounty Hunter? They need to.
Yeah, they just did. So these Arcanes as well as the TP. But MVP come to the lane instead.
There's Radiance coming out on the Alchemist right now. And Liquid, this may be their move to go in. It's up.
MP's going into the pit. Duo, they should jump back in. They're gonna go. Radiant use their scan. They're looking to see if MVP are coming towards them because they still don't have any vision on top of the pit. That mass pings coming in from the Keeper of the Light. Jirax, like, we know they're in. QO is still inside the pit. He can blink himself out, which is exactly what he does. Liquid go inside of Roshan. Febby is still on this hillside. He refuses to stop coming down. It's like he's playing King of the Hill at the moment. They're waiting for Liquid to get into a bad position so they can capitalize, but at this point, Liquid are not obliging.
Oh, they got illusions on the Alchemist. Oh my goodness, that's probably the worst possible rune for MVP at this point in time. Now they can push out the lanes, even just scout them out. Free vision for Roshan. And this Roshan is critically low. 40% HP.
Kura's coming in again. There's still a Dire Sentry ward down. They comboed up with the ults and a double stun! MP! He needs to do more damage. Flying Light will force him back out again. Matama wants to go for the kill. But the Fortune then keeps MP up. Dubu, he needs to back up a little bit more. Now MP can finally find that kill. But and they all no! Flata! He'll explode a little bit further north. But Tupperman battling against Forever. But MVP, now they're the ones to kite it. Flata is last man standing for Team Liquid. He'll get the stun of Forever. He needs more regen, but it's just not there. But Flata isolated, tracked up, he puts down the acid spray. MP, you are really low, he needs to get away, but Alchemist Sparta, a double kill! He's still got the armor toggle up his sleeve if he wants to, but there's a crit from QO! Slicing the big boy in two. Roshan didn't go down through all of that, but MVP, a 5-for-2 fight. They do still have a loser Sven as well as the Timber, but here's that first stun again, sets it up. Matumberman pops out and causes troubles.
And this time they leave the Dubu mostly uncontrolled for the fight. Matumba Man almost finishes him off, but he actually doesn't die to that hit. And near the south side, Kuo just cleans them up. But Dubu kited them so well this fight.
Can't believe he was able to do such a thing too. But it was the Liquid for the first time. This is the problem we've seen from so many teams playing up against Oracle. You know your target, you know you can bring them down nice and quick, and then all of a sudden Fortune then hits, and you have to try and find other targets, but you've already committed your 3 melee heroes to jump in close, and then they're going to start running after heroes.
Looked like Liquid didn't expect him to have a sentry ward.
We're starting again.
Yeah.
MVP. Yeah, the recall is coming in. Alchemist will join the fight. Roshan's low, Dubu, a little bit out of position. Kuro wanted to go for him. The sentry wards are down, but again, the double stun! MP! He hits the spot perfectly, but now it's mind control. They really want Dubu. He'll fortune end himself as the fight starts to split. They come back down to Roshan. There's your timber chain through. The Chakrams nice spot, but MP! There it is again! It is a beauty! 4 down of Team Liquid. Mind control will TP away to safety. And MVP will finish what they started ages ago. The death of Roshan #1.
Wow, MP with those stuns. Those were incredible.
He never had that. Like in game #1, we were looking for the Darkseer Stormbolt combos. Now he doesn't even have the Darkseer. And Liquid, they're bunching up, they're grouping up, and the stuns are coming. And yep, let's see that again.
Dubu with the preemptive Fate's Edict onto himself, and he just stays alive for so long. They get the false promise off before he dies. And this time, this game, Timber has been doing so much damage.
Just that slip through. And look at MP again with another. Like, it wasn't just the fact that he got a double Stormbolt the first time. He got another Stormbolt, but it's his positioning. Like, the first Stormbolt happened, and he instantly blinks into a better spot. A safer spot where he can still do the proper cleave damage into the Alchemist.
On top of that, you have the Desolator that was recently completed by Phantom Assassin, so this just makes Sven's life that much easier.
MP, he's surrounded on both sides. He'll get the Warcry off, and the stun. Well, Mind Control could hit his, but Kuro, it's not the easiest thing in the world to hit both Vendetta and your Impale.
Nick Stetson hasn't made any progress in net worth. Remember when he right-clicked Dubu in the mid lane with the Vendetta? He had Arcane Boot this time. Now look at his net worth. He's picked up like a stick in 10 minutes.
Kuro was definitely solid progression. How are you actually looking overall? Again, MVP. We're in this position before where they have about an 8k experience advantage, about 7k in the net worth as well. MVP have the advantage, and they're running a Bounty Hunter lineup once again. Every time these fights happen, and it's still only a level 1 track, it's going to get worse for Liquid if these fights keep going the way they've been going, if Febby is able to hit level 11.
Big problem with this game is they don't have enough burst to kill the PA. The PA can kind of just go in at will, barring maybe like a huge crit on herself due to Spike Carapace, but like
she'll
the
have a
Radiance,
BKB suit anyway, so that won't matter.
like they have so much physical damage. She has a fair amount of armor, almost max blur, and on top of that you have Oracle behind you.
Ooh, here's your jump, blinding light from G-Rex to try and push him away. Albs and sentries planted, so there's no easy way for Kuro to getting close with Vendetta. And Febby, he doesn't need a sentry ward. He gets attacked by a creep wave. So say goodbye to Febby. Cycling dagger, jump in. MP, another double stun. Vada and Kuro locked in together. Vada wants some distance here. The Illumina will buy a little bit of space. They kill off Dubu on the back line, but you've lost your bigger one. The Alchemist on the front. Jirax has been forced east, well away from the rest of his team. But MVP can still finish up the tower. Forev, very aggressive with the timber chain forward. They still have to give respect to Mind Control, even though he doesn't have a level 2 amplify yet. They start to drain the mana of Kuo, who doesn't care that much. He has Nagus the Immortal, so he can come back to fight. Double stun. But MP, anything you can do, he can probably do better right now. Judging by his performance in this game, Forev locked in. They need to try and protect him. Doubled again. So the Timber Soul will drop, actually committing suicide, so nothing really gained from Liquid apart from removal of Bloodstone charges.
I wonder how much gold MVP have gotten from killing Alchemist this game. If I could see that would be glorious. But this would remind me a lot of TI5 MVP Phoenix, where you just get lured into their game. Alchemist doesn't want to fight at this point. He had his Radiance at a pretty timely clipping, but he's been at Roche again, fighting, dying. He was way ahead of net worth. Now he's actually eclipsed by the Sven, and he just hasn't had time to farm. I was talking about Kuro not making item progression, but I think Fada's is far more concerning.
It's funny too, because you should have more space with him, right? Because you're running a Keeper of the Light.
Not when you're against PA and Bounty. They're always on top of you, looking for you.
Is under attack. Dire's
Yeah, and
structures
Bounty always
are
seem to be in
fortified.
the southern half of the map. Sparta's now finally going to be able to bring down this tier 1 tower on top lane, which will open up the Dire jungle a little bit more. But at the same time as that's happening, MVP, they're brewing for the bottom push.
Radiant's bottom tower
They're
is
still
under
up by
attack.
one tier 1 tower. And with that Desolator also -7 armor into the tower, this isn't taking them that long to do. Febby gets scouted out. Now he'll know there's definitely a sentry ward there.
I actually, in hindsight, I think it might have been better for Alchemist to go a different build this game because of the way they're playing and because of the lineup that they're up against. They can't rely on Azusa this game for the magic damage, and they have no easy way to bring down the very high armor Sven and the high evasion on the PA.
They're coming in. There's a sentry ward already down, so that observer ward is not going to last very long. Not unless Febby's going to... Oh, yeah, he commits his own sentry, but it's out of range. And QO jumps in. 2 hits, almost killing Durax. The third not enough, but the fourth will definitely be it. And the jump in on the other line. It's the Slaughter, as well as 5-killer combo, but a nice place for Tummerman. The crits are enough. They find another one, then MP. We just swing left to right, to left again. Over to mind control. The jump in deeper. Slaughter prepares the concoction. It's on QO. The Aegis Immortal. Now it gets reclaimed. There's no second life. In fact, Fared's in trouble. Mind control moves up. The bash will be enough to finish the job. And MVP, they have to bail out. They don't have the extra life. QO doesn't have his BKB charge as well. Had enough fun for now. Mind control might try and find some more fun. It was at that time Mind control realized that he fucked up.
He almost got the amp, the crush, but just gave away a track gold in response. Bounty Hunter was just waiting for that one. That was some coordination from MVP.
Double damage.
Oh boy.
And again, Liquid, they committed onto Oracle this time, but he already has more farm than last game, and this time QO is doing a lot more damage. Last game he was Timbersaw, wasn't really doing anything. He's like 0-5-2. I think QO, like, he didn't have that great of a start, and he was a pretty underfarmed at some point, but I guess that's what happens when you get an Iron Talon. You always farm your way back into the game. Actually, it didn't really matter that much.
No.
It's just the magic of the item.
We would love to say it was the moral support the item provides. Let's see this again from Mind control in super slow motion. The jump in, the crit, the bolt, the crit.
It's not GG Branch anymore. It's GG Iron Talon.
I thought it's Elite Iron Talon.
God, no, not with that. Probably just some mixed up thing from your childhood.
Iron Talon didn't exist back then. But Dota was a very different game. MVP creeping up on top, coming towards the tier 2 tower. It hasn't been touched just yet, but MVP gonna make very short work of this tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Unless Durax, okay, Blinding Light and slow him down.
And Radiance. Miss.
I'm wondering what QO then goes. He's actually gonna go in for Abyssal build over on QO. Because I was wondering if you go for Monkey King Bar.
Abyssal's way better versus Lifestealer. Lifestealer is the main issue. They kill Lifestealer, they have very little damage. Alchemist is not suitable for fighting at the
Radiant's
moment.
top tower has fallen.
For any of all those like toys, not suitable for children under 7. He is not suitable. He's not fight ready at the time.
That reminds me of old sayings I used to do. It's like, this cast will not be suitable for anybody. You should all turn off your broadcast right now. Bebby looking for a play on bottom lane, but Tubman already escaping. QO jumps forward. Support is there. It's a stun from Slaughter. QO dropping down. He'll get the BKB off. Breeze was on cooldown from Bebby, so there was no quick heal to arrive.
Did they not miss? Did they not miss?
Has been denied.
It looked like he dropped way lower than he should. He has 1700 HP
Yeah.
and a decent amount of armor, but
Well, finally level 2 amplification doing its work, huh?
Mm.
With the power of Death Sorrow and the Echo Saber, we have to keep in mind, like, they hit really quick on that Life Stealer.
maybe
And
he
they're
needs
coming
HSV
again.
up on
Febby, watch him explode. Okay, well, maybe not that explode. My control was bailing out of that. Matubama to finish the job. At the same time, Dire's courier does get sniped off. Nothing important on it. It was just in the mid lane for some unknown reason. Had an observer ward and a TP scroll.
I know who they're giving Aegis to next fight after seeing what happened to QO. He might need to consider building an HOD this game, because he's going to be man fighting a lot, and the armor helps a lot, and HOD is one of the most efficient items for that sort of man fighting.
I was just saying that you could just get like a Vladimir's over on the bounty as well to help him out. But
oh, definitely, they need both. But they're getting Lotus. Dispel the amp is also pretty good. They already have like the Zen and the False Promise though for the Dispel, so maybe Lotus a little bit of overlap.
It's safety first, Ben. Safety first.
First.
Multiple layers of protection need to be applied to QO.
Dire's middle tower is
Gives
under
him more
attack.
time to get that crit off.
If only Lotus Orb had a different effect, where he's just wrapped in
Dire's middle
plastic or
tower is
something.
under attack.
That's not how it works, though, Toby.
Hey, I Roshan's up in 5 seconds time. Maybe he's going to have a quick look. Unfortunately for him, he wants to have another quick look right now because Roshan is now back.
Or they took down Roshan so slowly because they didn't have any minus armor. Now with the Dezo,
They just saw him.
it's going to be quick work, it looks like, especially when Liquid's all on the top side of the map.
QO really wants to finish his Abyssal Blade before they do this though. 'Cause that's his item slot. He can drop the Stout Shield
Yeah,
anyway.
he can get the Vanguard at
Dire's
least.
top
Yeah.
tower
Still
is
need a
under
little bit for the
attack.
Abyssal Blade, but just needs one more camp.
He just does a loop-de-loop and then comes back. Oh, Black Dragon. Beautiful. Let's get some money. And hello, hello, hello. The Bloodthorn is on the way for MP. Picked up the Orchid as well as the recipe.
I actually like this a lot more than the Daedalus. I think they do need a little bit more control. It also helps him so like if he goes on the Lifestealer particularly is vulnerable. Matubba Man's been holding his rage out a lot too. He's been just waiting for that perfect moment because he's using a lot more for damage rather than defensive because he has a lot of armor. But with this, I think it might catch him off guard. Actually,
MVP need to finish this fast.
yeah.
Like Roshan, like they need more crits, but Liquid are not forcing the issue on the top lane.
They're worried about the MP double stun. It's in their heads, man.
They might also be very concerned that MVP was looping around. The only observer ward Liquid had was a very defensive one inside the Dire jungle. They didn't really have any eyes on
Dire's
MVP.
top tower is under
In fact,
attack.
their only observer ward, like they got one inside their own jungle, but most of their wards pretty well west.
They also had to invest in a gem on Keeper Life, but he does not have an Ags yet. So, Bounty Hunter free to run around. And he has his Lotus complete and Grieve, so 2 ways to get off that Amplify, and can certainly make Phantom Assassin Superman in this game. But Otto has found a time to farm. He's now 3,000 net worth above the Sven, and he has a lot of armor items now, and a lot of survivability with the Shiva's Guard.
Bloodthorn's finally flying out.
Radiant's
Mind
middle
Control
tower
is just
is
perched
under
up top.
attack.
He's waiting super patiently.
Well, they're gonna TP in Fada as well. Beautiful thing about doing this is they
Timbersaw
can
is gonna get
always
picked
be
off.
recalled. So it's not that bad for him.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under
Forever
attack.
can just stand inside the base. He's got BTs of cooldown in 14-second time, then just join the rest of his teammates in mid. Just gonna chakra him down the wave when Fada does things like this. So then, 4-star, blink, the crush too far off target for mind control. They'll pop out and they're beating into the tier 3 tower. There's no fortification to slow this down, while the rest of MVP are now rotating into the bottom racks. So you've got 2 lanes of exposed racks. Forever very deep. TP's coming back. It's Dubu, but they just move off Forever onto Dubu. MP is BKB'd and is attacking the bottom racks while QO and Febby were hunting other kills. That's why they brought down G-Rex. Now they go. They're looking for 2 lanes of racks here. Matubman's finished up the melee up on top, so we are basically having a half base race at this point. As MP and that damage is big. They get 2 melee lanes of racks. Mind control forward. Forev needs to make more of a play. Matubman BKB's up their boss defense. Forev needs to chain himself out this one. They're in too deep, but maybe not with QO. Looking to fight harder. Remember, he's got the Aegis to the Immortal, so we've got double the PAs. For QO, there it is. There's a revive. Wait for the time. They just bail out of here. Yeah, they will. They got what they came for. 2 lanes of melee, and they can just start pushing the top to try and counter the momentum that Liquid have gained.
Liquid got a lot out of that. Slaughter sitting up there with the lifestealer instead of him really paid off. Forev even saw that game coming with the way he threw out the chakram and was far behind his rags. That could have been way worse. Dubu, I don't know what was going on with that TP. But
throwing a red flag in front of a bull, I think, is a good analogy for that.
Now he has the Ghost Scepter, so he can survive.
Potentially.
I guess, but he has to pop it like before the Slaughter. If he gets crushed, he's dead.
Does Fada spend his money now? He's got 5.6k gold on this Alchemist.
Maybe gives the Axe to Keeper?
He could give an Axe to Keeper. He could also finish
the
up.
Axe to Nyx?
He could also finish up something else. Like he does have his Shiva's Guard already.
I actually think you get the Axe to Nyx. The BKBs are wearing off on MVP, and Sven died from like 80% HP to 0. Chain Stun with no BKB. Even Chain Stun with BKB. It doesn't really matter if you have Nyx, like even Mana Leak Stun's really annoying at this point. Like Mana Leak into Slaughter Stun, into Concoction, into Carapace from the Ags, into Impale. That's
What do we
like
got?
6-7 seconds.
He's going to be greedy. He's going to finish up his own Octarine first. Picked up the Soul
Dire's
Boost.
middle tower
Can turn
has
this game
been
into a
denied.
split push, and maybe he does need that as well. So these Mantra Illusions just keep pushing down the side lanes. MVP's going to push it back, but with Recall, Liquid can hold out for a very long time. But you do need to get that Axe over on the Coddle.
They need their supports to be around the Sven. They don't really have a good way to stop the Chain Stun unless it's from Oracle. And I think they do need MKBs at this point, but Sven, what do you sell? You don't really want to get rid of your HFD. You don't really want to get rid of your Echo.
Just finish up Satanic.
Yeah, but you need MKB versus the Radiance Burn and Blinding Light especially. Or else they're not going to be able to hit the racks.
True. Or you just kill the Alchemist.
You have to kill Keeper too though. 80% miss chance is
Yeah,
far greater than the 17.
Blinding Light. Yeah, that's a pain in the butt. Alright, so Octarine is done. A
Radiant's
full Monkey
top
King
tower
Fire also
is under
purchased from
attack.
a Tubberman, so there is only one buyback from Liquid available, and that belongs to the Alchemist. Everyone else is short. Was only 100 200. QO from there, and his false promise keeps him up, and MP and QO can team up together. But Tubberman out too far, remember, no buyback. You've lost your life stealer, 70 seconds on the sideline. Now they can move down to Fada. One by one, they march forward. The Timber Chain from Forev try and slow down Fada. There's your chakram, not really enough of a slow, however. The Blink Dagger doesn't come off cooldown in time, but it doesn't matter. You got two heroes down for Team Liquid. They're not back to full strength in 50 seconds. MVP can just keep going. They can force megas right now.
They don't have creep support actually,
That's
so they have to go through
problem.
backdoor protection. They have to push out that wave, but by that time Lightstealer might be
They're
up.
jumping. Perez, he's very isolated. This double plate down from Timbersaw, trying to protect him, and there's just done from MP, but Blinding Light, again forcing issues. He can't directly attack, but finally QO hits Crit again, slices up mind control, goes in deeper after Fada. The QO stunned up, no regeneration. Koro, a great stun from him. MP and QO were both held in position, but then QO just blinks down, trips him up. Fada as well. Where's the hit? There's the hit. 4 down. Alchemist will buy back into the game. The creep wave has ended in through the mid, so backdoor regeneration has been turned off. As Forev just has to stand his ground for now. Not a lot of mana to work with. He got mana leaked up.
Radiant's
Not a
top
healthy
tower
man
is
either.
under
At least he's got a crap ton of armor, but then being stunned, Forev, Lotus Orb breaks him free, false promise, allows him to survive as QO separates Horse from Master, Keeper of the Light getting shredded by the Phantom Assassin, and they want to jump in again. QO can turn on to Fada, Venom strikes away, finally the Alchemist will kill him, 1400 gold, will be able to celebrate the death, but Fada, he's chasing after Dubu, the Radiant Burn, Dubu on 39 HP will survive, he can turn around now, Fada will drop, there's the dive back. Liquid are throwing everything they've got, trying to survive, but in they come. A double stun from Koro, allowing Mind Control to survive, but it will not allow the Nyx Assassin to. QO is hitting like a Mack truck at the moment, and there it is. GG. The series will be drawn up at 1 apiece.
Radiant's top tower.
Each team claims 1 point in their run here at TI6.
That's the QO we know and love right there.
A mass murderer. That was wonderful.
It's a really brilliant pick though versus the Lifestealer and the Slardar, because you can jump them, but you need MKB if you want to truck through them. I guess there was that one time where they might have gotten a little bit lucky with the hits, but for the most part, you can buy enough time for your supports to come. It's one of the heroes that doesn't actually need that many items to survive versus that, and then everyone else, they have the double plate.